It was crazy weekends. My first con. I told all y'all that. So now I'm like, let's go out with a bang.
This is your first con?
Yes.
You've never been to a con before?
No.
You're Miles Morales, and you've never been to a con before?
Miles was dropped during. Yeah. Miles was released during all the. So every con and every GameStop was shut down. Like I couldn't do anything. I couldn't do. I wanted to do GameStop signings. I was asking the company, can I do GameStop signings? They were like, no, we can't because and everything was shut down. So I kind of got like the back burner of it's like, damn, I don't get the perks of I want to go see the fans. I want to go talk to my people. I want to go be out there, and I couldn't. So now I'm redeeming this time that was taken away from me. So yeah, so this is the first one, and this is the first of many. Cause I just got some more news. We'll be seeing y'all again.
Obviously, you're here. You got
Yes, sir.
fans of Spider-Man. I'm a big fan of Spider-Man. I love
Thank you,
Spider-Man.
man. What's your favorite scene, Miles? Did you play the game? No.
I went through the first one. I haven't had a chance. I don't have a PS5 yet, man.
Okay, that's fine.
I mean, here we are 2.5 years later, and I can't get a PS5.
We have cinematic scenes on YouTube.
Okay,
Go
I'm
look up
gonna go look that up.
Look
I
at it
like.
as a short film.
Okay, short film, Miles Morales. I will
Yeah,
look
man.
that up. I'll do you solid on
You
that
will
one.
love it, bro. You will love it.
All right. I mean,
Seriously.
what's your
You-
favorite scene?
My favorite scene? Oh, you talking Last of Us?
Oh, we're getting The Last of Us.
Oh, yeah, because Last of Us, we just had the remake come out 2 days ago. So that's more of a, yeah, we could talk about that. Yeah, who's a fan of Last of Us in here? Yeah, that's how it all started. Y'all know I was like 14 or 13 in that game. I was a kid. That was like my first video game, and I was like, oh, this is a video game. Because at first they didn't tell me, because we had to sign NDAs and all that stuff. We got to keep it real private. So I'm a kid, y'all. Can y'all imagine, like, finding out you're about to be in a video game and, it's about to be... At first, we didn't know the success Last of Us was going to have. You know what I mean? Like, we damn near won, every video game award that there was two known. So Sony, and that was their biggest, I want to say their biggest game, Last of Us. And now, it's turned into HBO show. They're having a lot of success with everything, man. And I shout out to Neil Druckmann. I love you, bro. Shout out to Troy Baker, all of them. Yeah, man, this family is crazy. Last of Us still going, man. It's crazy.
So what's kind of the feeling of that to not necessarily know, but now after the fact know that it blew up the way it did, and you were a part of that?
It definitely deserved it because they put a lot of time and passion into that game. I think it took, if I'm not mistaken, it took some years, and I came on the last year, and just the uprising of it, and just it being one of those open world games where you have to find out. It's a lot that was put into The Last of Us, and their graphic team was insane. Like their animators were, when I say the top-notch animators, like when it comes down to the water, to the just seeing all the graphics, so they deserved it. Yeah, Neil definitely deserved it because they put that hard work in and got amazing results. They made a movie, and you could play a movie.
That's
Like,
cool.
this Last of Us is a movie. It's not even a video game. Y'all see it turn into a show. So, like, this is crazy to be a part of that.
I mean, you actually you go through the games that you've been in. You played them all.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Miles, yeah. Miles, I had to stop myself because I was saying the line that was coming next. So I kind of knew what was going to be said. I was like, I can't do this. So I invited my friends over, my little brothers, and I just had them play through it and, watch their reaction. That's kind of the best thing. Yeah.
Spoilers.
Yeah. I already knew the whole game, so I already knew how it was going to end. And I was like, I can't do this. I couldn't do it. I couldn't do it. But I'm glad y'all got the good results, man. Yeah, I couldn't do it.
I guess my question is, well, it's cool that you're Spider-Man. I mean, that's dope.
Thank you, sir.
And then, two, what's your favorite run of a Spider-Man comic or version of Spider-Man?
Ooh, my favorite run. Okay, so I'm 25, 26, and I kind of grew up on the Tobey Maguire. Yeah, y'all know. That's when I say, like, come on, come on, man. Like that was my generation, 2005, 2006. Like I had Green Goblin, the 6-inch action figures. Y'all remember those big body ones? I had those. Yeah, you can't find those no more. But man, yeah, I had the Green Goblin, had all that, man. So I want to say that Tobey Maguire one is I grew up on. That one, and then the Venom and him turning into all three,
I'm asking a nerd question. Here it goes. All right.
I'm ready for it.
So, is Spider-Man 2 co-op?
I believe it has been. I think it has been announced. I think I don't know if it's been announced or not, but I think so.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
I
I mean,
hey, you seen part 2 trailer, right?
Oh, yes, I have.
Yeah. Okay. Cool.
I mean,
So
like,
that right there. If nothing is giving you a little sense of that,
I feel that.
we'll have a part 2 coming out soon. So
Yeah, bro, I feel that. But then, like,
yeah, it's gonna be crazy, bro.
you know, like, do you
we
also
have
get
a
Venom
lot.
too? Like,
You said again?
you ever, like, do you get Venom too? You know? Like, do you get the symbiote on you?
Shh, they're everywhere.
What?
They're gonna be everywhere.
Oh, that's all I needed to know. I'm gonna go back into the line. I'm gonna let someone else ask a question.
They will be everywhere. Come on, where you at?
So congrats once again. Congrats on Last of Us Part 2,
Thank
Part
you,
1
sir.
coming out.
Thank
I recently played your portion of the game where, rest in peace, my boy.
Yes, rest in peace, Sam, man.
No, he
Dancing,
wasn't.
we got spoilers. It's gonna be a great show.
The dude who was on the boat and like you pick up like the collectibles.
Yes, sir.
And like you like discover like, what's his name? The dude
Henry
on the
No,
boat.
On the boat? You talking about Last of Us, right?
Yeah.
Not Joel. Henry.
He's essentially a background character. Anyways.
Oh, I think I know what you're talking about.
But
Starts with a J, I
yes,
believe.
I am gonna say a spoiler question.
What's up?
How did you feel about your character's fate? Like, how did you feel about the brother's fate?
Yeah, it was funny because they told us, I didn't know until that day. Yeah, I was like 13, 14 in that game. So they didn't tell me to that day that, hey, man, you're going to turn into a zombie today and you're going to die. And I was like, oh, all right, cool. You know, I mean, you know, at first we just kind of went with it. You know, they're like, can you be a zombie? So I had to act like a zombie first. They're like, can you even be a zombie? I was like, what? Trouble try me, man. What? Anyway, but so that happened, and then, but yeah, so that day, I still remember that day like it was yesterday. You know, doing all that, it was very, very intense because we had to capture it right, capture it serious, not like in a joking manner, because, you know, we wanted to bring those feelings to y'all. We wanted to, you know, people that had brothers and stuff that, you know, have either lost a loved one or whatever, you know, however the situation can portray to you, you know, we wanted to bring that emotion out. So, man, it was just one day it just decided to happen. So yeah, I was told that day of though.
Oh, dope. But my other question is Miles Morales. Miles Morales' question
Yes,
is
sir.
that what is your favorite interpretation of Miles? Like, is it like Spider-Verse? Is it PS4 Spider-Man? Is it like the comics, or is it like?
Spider-Miles version, and I would say, yeah, it would be towards like the middle of the game or the ending of the game of Miles when he kind of gets into his own, you know? He kind of gets into his own and then he kind of becomes a man. So I kind of like that version. I can just be myself.
I love Spider-Verse Miles. Thank you so much.
Yeah, man. Thank you, man. Thank you.
The first one I wanted to ask was is actually one from my mom. We both wanted to know, how did you get into conventions? Like what made you want to start coming to conventions? You touched on it a bit earlier, but I just wanted to know.
Yeah, and I'm glad you brought it up again because I would love to talk about it again. So, like I said, Miles, y'all, was dropped in the middle of mid, and I was calling around saying, hey, can I get on Breakfast Club interviews? Can I go, you know, reach out to people that I know are going to be playing the game and all that stuff? And it kind of all got shut down because everyone was, you know, essentially shut down. And yeah, so I kind of had a little moment where I was like, man, I wanted to do all these conventions. I want to go to the Comic-Cons. I want to go to San Diego. I want to go meet my fans. I want to go. And now it's that time. You know what I mean? Everything is letting up back in. Everything is back in on road. So it's kind of like, all right, I'm redeeming that time that I lost for y'all because I know people wanted to have this interaction. You know what I mean? I wanted this to happen too. So I was asking Yuri like, hey man, what's a little insider that you can give me as far as getting to a Comic-Con? He's like, just come on with me. I was like, all right, cool. And that
That's
was it.
amazing.
Yes, sir.
And then my other question was just like for you, how does it feel to be playing? I mean, not only such an important character, but a black leading character in a video game. I mean, and a superhero. You know,
Yes,
like I
sir.
can't think of many black-led video games that aren't some like about basketball or whatever.
Right, right,
So how does
right.
it feel for you leading as a superhero and such a big one too? Like after the movie came out and everything.
Yeah, man, it's definitely crazy because I've had a lot of feelings of being this role on and off camera. Like in my personal life, I've gone through a lot too. You know, I've gone through a lot. I was raised by a single mom. You know, just me and her, and then she kind of moved me out here to California from Atlanta. So I kind of had a lot of, ups and downs in my life, and then getting this role kind of, projected me to a bigger message and a bigger impact in my life, and really realized what I was on this earth doing and what I'm here for. So that right there kind of, tapped in, and I was like, all right, it's bigger than me. Like, this role is way bigger than me. This is for y'all. This is for everybody out there. Like, this is for every color, any gender. Like, this is for y'all. Like, Miles represents anyone can put on this mask. So, it doesn't narrow down to anything. Like, this is a generational thing for everyone. So, like, it's the impact that I'm doing it for, man. And for y'all, the kids, man, for real. Like, I'm doing it, like, I get pictures from my uncles, and they have, my baby cousins and nieces and nephews all wearing the shirt and having the toys. It's crazy. It's a different feeling. Because I was a toy fanatic. I don't know. I told you I'm an only child, single mom. So it's like I had nothing but toys. Y'all, I had nothing but toys around me. My mom kind of tried to spoil me because we didn't really have much. So me now having my own toy, it's like, oh, my mind is blown, and it's overwhelming. But I'm doing it for y'all, man. Seriously.
It means so much to hear you say that because I'm kind of in a similar situation.
Appreciate you.
Growing up, single mom,
Yeah.
love my action figures and collectibles. So
Yeah, man.
that means so much to hear you say that.
I got you, man.
Thank
I got
so
you.
much.
I'm here for you, bro.
I wanted to know what was your favorite part to voice, or what your favorite scene was in Miles.
Miles? Okay, favorite scene of Miles. Ooh, I want to say me and Finn's interaction, me and her going back and forth, realizing that, the connection that we had was being broken up into the, society's world and what she was becoming. So kind of just showing people that that's like a real dynamic, because you can have somebody close to you and they be standing for something else. They stand for something else. And, y'all have a disagreement, but y'all still have that chemistry and that bond. So I think every scene where me and her were going back and forth and showing that connection and that chemistry, and when we got into it with each other, you know what I mean? When we were arguing, having those scenes of us arguing and fighting, it kind of showed that connection. But I want to say towards the end when he does that sacrifice for her, and then she kind of, we all know how that happens. I don't want to give any spoilers for anybody that hasn't finished Miles yet.
Yeah.
But so that was one thing that kind of touched me too, is he really went out the way for her, even though he was getting the back end of it. So
Thank you.
yeah, of course. Yeah. What's up, my boy?
What's up, man?
What's up, man?
So, I want to ask, what's your favorite suit throughout the entire game?
2020 suit.
Bro,
the
yes,
leather
sir.
jacket.
You guys,
Yeah.
my sister, I rock that the
Yeah.
entire time.
Yo, when I first saw it on gameplay, I wanted to go get a jacket like that made, and I might still, we'll
Right.
see how it goes. But yeah, that 2020 suit is probably my favorite.
That thing's
Probably the
cold.
favorite one.
It's cold.
That one relates most to me, and that's probably something I'll be doing.
Yeah, definitely. And
You
then
know?
also the difference between the first Spider-Man game
Mm-hmm.
and the Miles Morales game is like the Miles one, especially when he like perch on like a pole or something.
Yeah.
You see the difference between like Miles and actually Peter, because Miles would do something a little extra compared to Peter. He would just like just get on the little edge.
Yep.
Miles would do like some kind of extra like leg stuff.
'Cause we had
like
to
when
make-
he would like go around a pole and
Yeah.
and he'd land on it. Yeah.
We had to make Miles grow. So y'all got to think about it. We've seen Toby. We've seen the growth of Spider-Man from like when Toby was the first one, and we seen just him at school and him in the room. So that's what we kind of had to capture for Miles for y'all. Like what little things could he do at this age that's appropriate, but then also funny at the same time of him learning his new responsibility. So him doing all that. We were like, okay, what can we gradually show the progression of him? And that was the swinging and the flipping in the air, and his acrobatics. But yeah, we got a lot of more funny stuff because he gets clever with his webs in this next one. Yeah, he gets real clever. So y'all stick around for that part too, because y'all gonna be like, what? Yeah, but he's getting the hang of it now. He's getting the hang of it.
I'm buying that thing once it comes out. Promise.
Thank you, bro. Thank you, bro.
This must be cool for you, dude. I'm like genuinely happy for you. Like,
bro.
I know your career is still kind of like fresh, young, right? Like starting out from things like Last of Us, and then here you are being Spider-Man.
Yes, sir.
Like, that's awesome. So just want to share with you real quick. Favorite scene in this Miles Morales game is probably where Peter leaves, and then Miles just has that moment where he's just like, I'm Spider-Man.
Yeah.
Like I'm the only Spider-Man.
Yeah, he's kind of reassuring. He's kind of reassuring himself. As far
and then you
as
start
just,
swinging to the
nervous.
Kid Cudi and Jaden song, and it's like you feel the beat pumping. You're like, yeah, we're
ready,
Spider-Man now.
I'm ready.
No, that's my favorite. I think I realized that was my favorite after I played the whole thing, and then I showed the game to a friend, played through the intro. We got to that part, and it was just like, it was such a vibe. It was like, I know everything that Miles goes through now. So that realization that, like, man, I'm Spider-Man, it's like, wow, he's going to go through a journey.
Yep.
Question I have for you is about your journey, my man. I wanted to ask, so how did you start out with voice acting and mocap? Like, how did you kind of get into the field?
Yeah, okay. I started off, I was already doing, movies and TV stuff like that. I was getting active with that field of the business. And then I wasn't getting no voiceovers. I was horrible. Like this, I'm so glad I get to tell y'all this. Finally, y'all, I was horrible at voiceovers. Like I couldn't do. I talk fast. Y'all see, I got a little fast talking mouth. My mom is Jamaican, so I'm a fast talker. I used to stutter as a kid. Everything. Yeah. So my voiceover stuff. They said I had a heavy tongue. So for years, I hated voiceover actually. So I was doing, things here and there. And then The Last of Us, that didn't even come as a voiceover audition. It came as a cinematic audition. So I was like, okay, cool, I got this. I'm like, all right, this is, no voice, no microphone. The first audition, I walked into a studio just like this. And it was just, maybe some cameras around us and Neil and, Ashley and a few others from the cast, reading. I'm sitting here like, okay, there's no camera. It's just a big old stage. And all they wanted me to do was run around. They said, run around. This is a car, that's a bus, and that's a building. Run around those. And I was like, all right. So y'all don't want me to say the line, though? And they're like, no, we'll do that after. And I was like, all right, cool. So I'm like 14. I'm like, all right, cool. It's finna be fun. Like, come on, lace up my shoes.
Yeah.
Like,
this job's way easier
fast.
than I thought.
They're like, damn, he's fast. And I was running around doing my obstacle courses and stuff.
Right.
And then, it kind of gradually built to like, oh, this is going to be a video game. Like, they told me at the callback. Well, actually, they didn't tell nobody at the callback. They had us watch some crazy video of an ant getting mutated. So I still didn't know that. Yeah, it was weird, y'all. It was crazy. It was crazy. So that was the second Last of Us callback. It was an ant being turned into a zombie. I'm like, what is this, y'all? And I didn't know what was going on. And then it came to be, The Last of Us in a zombie apocalyptic world. And I was like, oh. So, yeah. And then after that, I still wasn't getting voiceover work. After that, still wasn't. It was still did mocap. And then we kind of recorded how Naughty Dog did that. They recorded all the audio on stage. So we did the scenes where, like, that's why it was so intense and so serious for us to really lock in because they were recording audio. Like for Miles, we do both. We record audio on the stage, and then we go into a VO booth. And then, also do 4 hours of just saying lines straight to the mic. So with Last of Us, we didn't do that. It was just on the field, and we're going. So they recorded all of our voices on stage, so we had to be real serious and stuff like that. But long story short, after that, didn't get anything, and then Miles came at like 17, 18, and kind of saved me because I was, going through the changes of leaving high school, trying to see what college I wanted to go to, all this stuff. I was going through all that stuff, and then, boom, Disney hits me with the, Miles' voice, and then we did that for 2-3 years, and then Disney went through that change, and then they put me over to Sony. Because it was like, oh, he's done the game before. He knows the ropes. So they threw me in there, and then that was it.
That's awesome, man.
Thank you, man.
Good
Thank
for
you.
Thank you, Spider-Man.
Thank you, brother. Thank you. I'll see you soon, man. Thank you.
I got a question for you.
What's up, man?
So, in terms of all the amazing work that you've done, what do you personally feel is the most underrated part of any work that you've done? In my opinion, I feel like the most underrated part of work you've done is in the part in Last of Us when Joel is stuck with Sam and it's just them together behind a locked door in the stalker section. I love the banter that they have because it's like Joel's taking care of somebody, but it's not like somebody that he sees as his own kid. Right. So he has to kind of like lower the intensity and like calm him down, even though there's stalkers everywhere. I love their banter and their dialogue. I wish we got more of that.
Yeah, I do remember that though. I was kind of laughing when we had to do that because I had to just follow, what their steps were while we were filming. So
yeah, exactly.
Yeah, man, that's funny you say that. But I would say the most underrated part. The most underrated part.
Doesn't have to be just Last of Us. It could be any game that you've been in.
It could be anything.
Anything.
I don't know, man, because I feel like we did a good job giving y'all the feels and because we didn't step on anyone's toes. We didn't go overboard or make any character feel like they were better than another character or anything like that. So I feel like everything is at a good spot right now.
Yeah, totally.
You feel me?
Yeah.
Don't
totally.
you agree? Like Miles is Sam's at a good spot right now. It's like we made people cry.
Exactly. You're like the fact that you really came into your own
Yeah.
in Miles Morales and your style of swinging, fighting, Spidey sense, your abilities, they're all so different from Peter's. It's like night and day. Love that kind of stuff.
I appreciate you,
Like,
man. I appreciate
just love
you, man.
the themes of being yourself,
Yeah.
helping out the community that you're in,
Yes,
and
sir.
like making your differences make you feel like they're empowering you.
Yes, sir.
That's the kind of stuff I want to see.
We need it, bro. We need it.
Yeah.
I'm gonna keep on continuing that for y'all. Seriously.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Seriously, Derek. Man, I appreciate you, bro.
Yeah, I appreciate you too,
Yes,
man.
sir.
Thank you so
Yes,
much
sir.
for
I
your time.
love your passion, man. I
Yeah.
love your support, for real.
Yeah, totally. You're awesome.
Thank
Love
you,
you,
bro.
Spider-Man.
Thank you, bro.
I got one question for you.
What's up, bro?
All right, the Jordan X Miles Morales collab. How do you think that fits into his character, and like what kind of meshes him together with that?
Okay. You said Tell me again the collab. Say it again.
Jordan X Miles Morales.
Oh,
issue,
yes.
Yeah, the
Bro,
origin
that
story
was-
issue.
Yeah, that was crazy because it started off with the ones.
Yeah.
And y'all already know where I'm about to go with it because we had a whole talk about why we couldn't stay over at Nike and we got the Adidas collab to work out. Yeah, because I think it was a Sony PlayStation thing. Can't really get into too much details, but yeah, it started off as the ones and the Jordan ones is in the movie, and then the game we ended up getting a collab with Adidas, and they made some Adidas shoes for us that were worn in the game, and they also gave us a physical pair. So
I feel like the ones are so iconic.
I know,
especially
man.
In the
Who you
Spider-Verse.
telling?
Yes,
Who you
sir.
telling? Come on, man. Yeah, no, I still got the ones too. Yeah, I still got mine.
that's clean.
Yeah, oh yeah.
All right, I appreciate you, sir. All right.
Thank you, man.
I could not find none of those shoes, bro. I woke up at my homegirl's house. I was like, shoot, it's 7 o'clock, 7 o'clock. Jumped on. All the shoes were gone. I was like, man, I'm done with this.
But aren't they back on restock or no? You can't get them anymore.
Bro, I check like every week, bro, just to check, man.
Okay. Well, I mean, hopefully, look.
Yo,
you got my IG, so I'm gonna do some collabs with some other people.
Yo, dude, I got like big black dude feet, bro. I wear size 12, man.
I was size 10 and a half, 11. Man, I get you.
Just straight up. Let me just say that, man. Y'all already know. Anyway, I barely have a filter. I'm sorry about that. All right, just 2 short questions, actually. I couldn't even process it earlier. But, hey, bro, I get you on the whole stuttering thing, man. Like,
I got nothing to hide from y'all, man.
Nah, man, I stuttered from age 4 to like 12, dude.
Yeah.
And like my speech therapist told me I would never be able to public speak, sing, or speak in front of people.
Yep.
Hey, man, here we are standing. Here we are
Exactly,
standing,
right
man. That's
here
what it's all
talking.
about. We
Yep.
persevere.
They told me the same thing. That's right.
So, yeah, man.
They look.
What we did, we
They had to
persevered.
give me speech classes because I was in Atlanta, Georgia, and I also had a small Atlanta accent. So they were trying to get me out to LA and get me prepared for the business. So they put me in speech class. So I'm sitting here listening to a teacher at like 5. Oh no, I was like 6 or 7, 7 or 8. I want to say. And it was at my school. So I'm like, okay. She's like, repeat this for me. Da-da-da-da. I'm like, and I'm stuttering. And it's not gonna work. And then my mom was getting mad too, because my mom is Jamaican, but she lost her accent. So she's trying to get me to speak more proper and all that stuff. But yeah, man, it was a crazy battle as a childhood, in my childhood.
And yeah, man, like I really just realized that, you know, like the speech therapy for me, like didn't even work. It was talking to my peers and hanging out with them, you know, learn to talk like them, learn to, you know, like communicate with them. Talk the way
who
they
you're
do.
around, exactly.
And there it is. So the speech
Music.
classes, exactly.
Music was probably my number
one, bro.
Yeah, my number one thing that got me right. Like seriously, just it would be times I would turn off my TV and just listen to albums. That would be it.
Yo, bro, I definitely understand that, man. Music played a big part too. Oh yeah, but so like you do a lot of motion stuff too, don't you?
Yep.
All right. So for stunts, like, did you have to go to school for that? Did you, or did they teach you in house?
Shout out to Jasiri Booker. Jasiri Booker is our guy that does all the aerials when I can and does all the 180s and the 360s and all that stuff. Jasiri Booker, y'all look him up on IG. That's also big bro. He's amazing, man. But so we have cameras around my face. So also sometimes they'll allow it because I'll force them to. I'm like, no, I want to do this. It puts me in the scene. I want to do that.
Like, shit, I want to do this flip.
You know what I mean? I want to do it. If it's either flipping or getting thrown against a wall or falling off or something, I'm like, no, I want to be in there. But yeah, so we'll do that. But the majority of the time, I have the camera attached to my face. So we have Jasuri come in. He'll do a 2 180s or, you know,
like
whatever.
a B-twist, something like
Bro,
that.
doing something crazy. Like, I don't even know what he's doing. He just making me look good. Boom. And then we'll come in, land up there, and I'll do a jump and land back down and be like, do the scene.
All right, that's
You
dope.
know?
That's dope.
Yes, sir.
All right, man, thank you very much.
Yeah. Yes, sir. Those styles.
What was it like working on The Last of Us? And what was your favorite part about it?
Ooh, okay. Favorite part about working on Last of Us. I was a kid on there, so I was just having fun the whole time, to be honest. And then you said the favorite part?
Yeah.
Okay, favorite part, and favorite part about, I guess meeting Troy, and then going back home and then realizing he's been a part of my childhood, and I played almost every game that he's been a part of. Like, he was in Batman, Call of Duty, and stuff. When I found out about that, my head exploded. You know, I was like, bro, I'm working with, you know, Troy Baker, and it's amazing. And, you know, I told him, I was like, hey, bro, what's some advice you can give me? And he was like, once you're in this world, you're never leaving. He was like, once you're in this game world, I was like, they're going to keep calling you back. And he was right. He was right. I was like 13, 14 years old when he told me that. And after that, he was right. He says, I'm here now with y'all, and I'm loving every minute of it. I'm loving every minute. For real.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
Yes. So I'm an aspiring actor. I've been studying theater for 6 years now professionally.
Dope.
I actually just finished doing a summer internship with like professional level theater actors, right?
Dope. Nice.
And so I'm moving into college. I'm kind of moving past having like those structured acting classes that I used to. So now a lot of it is on me to like pursue that on my own instead of like being told step by step what to do, right?
Yeah.
So I was just wondering if you have any advice from your own journey that you could bestow onto me, or I mean, even anyone else in this room that has a dream that they're pursuing. Like, what are things that have helped you? Any advice that you may have? Like,
Yeah, man, I love this question. Y'all coming with some fire now. Yeah, I love it. Man, it's a journey, bro. Like, I don't know if y'all a fan of Nipsey Hussle when he said that it's a marathon. It's a for real a journey. It's a process. Like, I told you I was 14 in The Last of Us. Before that, my first movie, I was like 10. So to get here, I'm 25, 26 now, man. I went through it all. Like it's a long process. It's a journey. You got to go through rejection. You got to go through like the big studios, like the Disneys, the Nickelodeons, the Cartoon Networks, all that stuff, all them Lionsgate, all them people telling you no, you're not good, and you got to come back, try again, and you got to have that strength in you to be like, all right, I'm gonna do this again, because some people be like, they can't take rejection, and because rejection, they'll bring you to the last audition, that last part where you meet the director, you meet the writer. Oh, this is mine. And that night, they say, nah, that's not you. You don't got it. So it's like, oh, it turns on you, but you got to have the strength, you got to have the mentality, you got to have that personality to keep wanting to do it and keep having that passion for it. Because, it's a journey, but once you reap the benefits like this and getting to see the people that love you and that are rocking with you, supporting with you, oh, man, the point after that is priceless. It's priceless. So keep going through it. Keep going through every emotion. Go through every emotion with it, and also just never give up, bro. I know that's so cliche, but with the rejection, all that stuff, just keep going. Keep going. Seriously.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, man. I got you.
How do you find that confidence? I feel like not only are you like Nadji yourself, but you really are Miles in finding that confidence. Like,
thank you.
Because you started young, you were in like Grown Ups 2, and like you were dancing, like you said you were a mascot. Like, how did you work up that confidence to really do what you knew you could, even when you had people telling you can't?
Yeah. Ooh, man, y'all, like I said, y'all come with the fire now. I was real pushing through it all. Like I said, I was always a happy kid. Even though I didn't have my dad in my life, I had no brothers or sisters, and it was just me and my mom. I was always a big music fan. Like, music got me through a lot. Like, a lot. Seriously, I'll wake up, play some music, but what gave me that confidence, I want to say, is just to know that, I keep God first, man. I'm God's son. I'm God's children. So that's number one. But also just having that headspace that no matter what you do, you gotta love yourself. No matter what it is, because you got family, you got friends. You know what I'm saying? You got people that do genuinely love you. You know what I'm saying? So whatever is out in the world that's telling you no, okay, I got people that love me genuinely. So it's like I'm going to keep going and keep doing it. You know what I mean? No matter what rejection we get, no matter what they call us or whatever, whatever we go through, put a smile on your face. That kills them. When you make people, like, when you put a smile on your face and you kill them with kindness, bro, they won't show it, but they're like, dang it, I didn't get them. You know what I mean? And that's like, hey, try again.
So my second question is, since there is like such a big shift with the Miles Morales, and we see Miles like really doing a lot for his community, and there's a big shift in like social media and games in general, where we're seeing a variety in voiceovers and characters come to life. And the differences between Peter giving back to his community and Miles. Are we gonna get like an album from Miles? Because you know what I mean? Like,
y'all want that?
I think that would be
y'all
really,
want that?
Look at what that would do to like the community, like like hip hop, R&B, like jazz, like and you are like a musical person.
Yes, sir.
That's how Miles is too. Like, I really do feel like we could get like some.
Hey, this next one y'all gonna love, man.
Appreciate it.
That's all I gotta say.
Appreciate it.
You gonna love this next one, bro.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
Know that your version of Miles made me became a big fan of him.
Appreciate it.
Like,
man.
I just started cosplaying everything, collecting all the toys and everything.
Thank you, bro.
Like, your version is the best version of me.
Thank you, bro.
And I just want to know, like, how does it feel to be Miles? Is like such an iconic character. Like, he grew in such popularity because of Spider-Verse and then the PS5 game. And are you excited for the sequel next year for it?
Okay. Yes. Oh, so how to feel to be Miles, man. This right here makes it feel all the way 10 times better. Because back in the day, like I said, we were doing all the stuff, so I couldn't get the perks of, meeting y'all and having fun at these conventions with y'all and doing signings and stuff and meeting the fans that genuinely love Miles. So I was going through that, and then also like, all right, well, you know, since this is a new upcoming, you know, thing, we could try to just keep it better as far as just interacting or whatever. But I think like the main thing is, I'm sorry. What was your second question?
Oh, were you excited for the sequel next year?
Oh yes. Definitely excited for the sequel next year. I'm excited for y'all to, you know, to see what we got going on.
It's time for me to get a new suit.
Yeah, man. Oh yeah. Seriously, bro. Like, yeah, and everything that I got going on now with y'all and Miles, it makes it 10 times better. Cause I know the impact it has, but just getting to interact with y'all, I'm like, okay, this makes the job fun. This makes the job, cause we get home sore sometimes, y'all. We got like 8 to 5 sessions will be long, maybe for 4 hours. We're in the VO booth, so we're doing stretching and going hard. You know what I mean? So we get home sore, tired, like we're athletes too at the same time because we're doing so much cardio and stuff. I feel like an athlete when I get home. I'm like, my doctor says I need a backiotomy. I don't know what's going on with me. Like every muscle is messed up. So, you know, this is the real life perks. Like I like this right here, meeting y'all and having this interaction with y'all, man, for real. Yes, thank you.
Personally, want to thank you because
yes, sir.
If it wasn't for you, you know, Miles Morales kept my nephew off the streets.
Yes, sir.
So that's deep.
Likewise. Likewise.
My question to you is, when the lights is off, dim, when the money's not coming through, the fans is there no more. When you go home and it's just you, what's your motivation? What keeps you going?
Man upstairs, bro.
I heard that.
God.
I heard
God,
that.
bro. I didn't dodge everything that you can think about.
Amen.
For real.
Yeah.
Like,
I appreciate you, man. It took a lot. I swear I wasn't even going to come up here. I was like, let me show them.
Yep.
You know, so I appreciate you.
A podcast from, you know, any pastor, man, is gonna speak to you. And you know, I know some people, you know, like in here but upstairs, man, yeah, God is my motivation, man. Keep me going, because I've been through a lot.
I appreciate you.
Yeah. Could have been all bad. Thank you.
And blessings to you. So
yes, sir.
You.
My boy.
Have a good one.
All right, I'll see you soon, man.
Some positive messaging, some good energy right here. Give it up for Nadji Jeter, everybody.
I love y'all, man. I love y'all. Yes, sir. So what?